warriors. Welcome back to my channel. My name is PrachiSharma and today is the second day of our test series. The test that we'll be discussing today is based upon chemical bonding. If you are new to this channel is about discussing chemistry for 10th grade ICSE. If you have not yet subscribed and this is something you might be interested in, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We also have a Telegram group of students in which you can discuss your queries and directly stay in touch with me. So, without wasting any more time, let's get started with the discussion of the second test paper of the series. Alright students, I hope my screen is visible to you. Now again, the test paper discussion is with an understanding that you are aware of the concepts and you have tried attempting this test paper and you have your answer scripts in your hand. If not, then you can also discuss the test paper together with me as we go along. But make sure that you have basic understanding of the chapter. You have read it. If not, please let me know in the comment section if you would need my help in the chapter understanding. Let's quickly get started with the first question. So the first question says, name a covalent compound which behaves like an ionic compound in aqueous solution. So that's a pretty basic answer, that is hydrogen chloride. Next is, select the correct answer from the choices A, B, C and D which are given. Among the following, the one which is composed of all the three kinds of bonds, ionic, covalent and coordinate, the answer is ammonium chloride. That's a direct example given in the book. So no efforts with that particular question. Question number 3. Elements B, H, F. Okay, some elements are given. Then group numbers are given. You have 1, 16, 14, 17, 2 and again 17. Alright. Using table, answer the following. Write the formula of the compound formed between B and H. So we have to write the formula. B is here, H is here. B, valence electrons are 1 and H you have 2, 8, 6. So if you try and write the formula for that, how many are we using? So you will be using about 2 B's. So the answer would be B2H. In the compound between F and J, what type of bond will be formed? So F and J, F is here, J is here. So 14. So 14 will give you 2, 8, 4. And then J is 17. That will give you 2, 8, 7. So if you think about it, they can easily share the electrons and satisfy the valency. So the answer will be covalent bond. Moving ahead, draw the electron dot structure for the compound formed between C and K. So first of all, C is how much? C is valence electrons are 2, K is 17. So that would be 2, 8 and 7. So if we think about this, you will use one C which has 2 valence electrons and you will use 2 Ks which have about 7 valence electrons. And one of the electrons will go away from this and one of the electrons will go away from this. Oh, I'm sorry, the compound is not visible. This is the answer. Okay, so now this is the answer for drawing the electron dot structure for the compound formed between C and K. Now moving on, which of the following is not a common characteristic of an electrovalent compound? High melting point, conducts electricity when molten, consists of oppositely charged ions and ionizes when dissolved in water. So ionic compounds do not ionize. So ionizes when dissolved in water is a not common characteristic of electrovalent compounds. What are the terms defined below? A compound formed by a shared pair of electrons, each bonding atom contributing one electron to the pair. So we have a shared pair and each atom is given one pair to share. The answer is covalent bond. Now next is a bond formed by a shared pair of electrons with both electrons coming from the same atom. The answer is coordinate bond. Alright, let's move ahead to question number 6. Name the charged particles which attract one another to form electrovalent compounds. So the answer would be cations and anions. So cations and anions. In the formation of electrovalent compounds, electrons are transferred from one element to another. How are electrons involved in the formation of covalent compound? So in covalent compounds, the electrons are mutually shared. So I'll just write it in the corner. Electrons are mutually shared. Okay. Moving on to third part. The electronic configuration of nitrogen is 2,5. How many electrons in the outer shell of nitrogen atom are not involved in the formation of a nitrogen molecule? So when the nitrogen molecule is combining with another one and both of them are sharing 3 electrons each, so you have 2 electrons in each atom which are not involved in the formation of molecule. So the answer for this would be 2 electrons. Moving on to fourth. In the formation of magnesium chloride by direct combination of magnesium and chlorine, so you have magnesium and chlorine combining directly. Name the substance that is oxidized and the substance that is reduced. So any element, when it loses an electron, that is oxidized. So in this case, magnesium is losing electron. So magnesium is oxidized. And since chlorine is gaining electron, so chlorine is reduced. Again, I'm telling one more, I'm again telling another thing here is that never write direct formulas in your answers in the examination. They are not acceptable as valid answers. In the test paper, as I'm discussing, I am putting in shortcuts or formulas, but that's not acceptable in board examination. So make sure that you write the entire thing as magnesium and the entire thing as chlorine. Okay, students, moving on to the next part. What is a lone pair of electrons? Okay, so when you have a shared pair of electron that is not involved in the bonding, that left out pair of electrons is known as a lone pair of electron. So let me write the definition wherever I get space. So the answer is a pair of unshared electrons in a covalent bond is called lone pair of electrons. Draw an electron dot structure of hydronium ion. This is important, guys. I have seen this question repeat a lot, especially in your pre-board exams also these days now. So draw an electron dot structure of hydronium ion. So hydronium ion will have 3 H's. So A1, 2, 3. Oxygen in between. Oxygen will have a lone pair that is pending. So one each they are combined like this. And a positive sign. And they have also asked, where is the question? Label the lone pair of electron. So then you label that this is a lone pair of electron. Now moving ahead, choose the correct answer from the given choices A, B, C, and D. The property which is characteristic of an electrovalent compound, that is high melting point. When a metal atom becomes an ion, so when an atom is becoming an ion, so it will have a tendency to lose electron and get oxidized. So it lose electrons and get oxidized. Identify the following reactions as either oxidation or reduction. So O is gaining electron. So when it is gaining electron, it is getting reduced. So reduction is happening. K is losing electron. So it is getting oxidized. So oxidation is happening here. Then again you have gain of electron. So reduction is happening here. Now next question says explain why sodium A solid sodium chloride does not allow electricity to pass through. So the answer is that solid sodium chloride does not have free ions, and it is bound by strong electrostatic forces of attraction. Therefore, it does not allow electricity to pass through in solid state. I'll make sure that I will write the answer here for you. So students, as I was writing this answer for you on the screen, I just decided to take a look on all the other answers that are there, and I realized that in the structure of hydronium ion, I have not made it correctly. So you also have to make the arrows. So this is a lone pair. Then these are your straight single covalent bonds. So I did not notice that I made it incomplete. So I hope this is clear to you now. If not, I can tell you this again, and for that you can let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, this should be pretty clear. Two are direct covalent single bonds, and one of them is a lone pair being shared with H. Now, moving on, I have written the answer for you to take a note. Then let's move on to question number 11. Compound X consists of molecules. Choose the letter corresponding to the correct answer from the choices A, B, C, and D given below. So the type of bonding in X will be, so if you have molecules, the type of bonding you will have will be covalent. X is likely to have, since it is covalent, it is likely to have a low melting point and low boiling point. In the liquid state, X, it's a covalent bond. So in the liquid state, it will not conduct electricity. So it will not conduct electricity. Now, acids dissolve in water to produce a positively charged ion. So acids dissolve in water to give you H plus ions or hydronium ions. So in this case, you'll be writing hydronium ions. Draw the structure of these positive ions. So you have the structure already discussed with you. If you want, I'll quickly make it here. So oxygen, lone pair, 3 hydrogens. 2 of the hydrogens have the single covalent bonds, and one of them has a lone pair. So this is how your hydronium ion should look like. Now, moving on, explain why carbon tetrachloride does not dissolve in water. It does not dissolve in water because it is a covalent compound. So I'll just write it here, covalent compound. Elements Q and S react together to form an ionic compound under normal conditions. Which physical state will the compound QS exist in? So students, this is super easy. Majority of ionic compounds are solid in state under normal conditions. So the answer here would be solid state under normal conditions. So solid state. Can Q and S both be metals? Justify your answer. So the answer is no. Q and S cannot be both metals because they are forming an ionic bond, and ionic bonds are formed between a metal and a non-metal. So no, Q and S both cannot be metals. I'll make sure that I write the answer below here when I'm sharing the answer script in the description box. So if you want the written part of it, you can download that from the description box. Moving on, electrons are getting added to an element Y. So electron is being added. So is Y getting oxidized or reduced? It is being reduced because we are adding electrons. So reduced. What charge will Y have after the addition of electrons? Since more electrons are added, so you would definitely be negatively charged. Which electrode will Y migrate during the process of electrolysis? So it will migrate to anode because it's a negatively charged particle, an ion. So it will go to anode, that is a positively charged electrode. So which electrode will Y migrate to? It will migrate to anode. I'll quickly mention here the written answer for the fourth part. If you do not want it, you can quickly skip to the last part of the video. If you would like to take a note, you can just stop here and take a note as I'm writing it. So the answer is no. Both Q and S cannot be metals as ionic bond is formed between them, comma, then you can say, and this bond is formed between metals and non-metals. All right, my ICSE warriors, this is where we are concluding the second day of the test series and concluding the test on chemical bonding. I hope you are scoring well, and make sure that you drop a message in the comment section telling me how many questions you got correct and which part or of the chapter you would like to practice more. I do not mind providing you more question papers to practice further. So make sure that you stay tuned, share the test paper and the answer videos with your friends and family, and keep studying forward for the board examinations. You're doing a superb job. I'm there to support you. So thank you so much, and we'll catch up tomorrow in test 3. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.